what it is. What is it?
You remember it.
I don't remember it. It's been so long. Do you remember it?
It's your turn, dude. I did it last time.
Oh, okay. I think I remember it. Hey everybody, and welcome to another MOTUfigures.com video spotlight. We're back. We took a couple weeks off because we had to like paint the kitchen and do other things, and we had to do that Joker review. But we're back now. So, here we are. Hello. Tonight we are looking at Cobra Khan. Oh, I forgot to mention something. A guy commented on the YouTube channel asking why we don't show the figure more in our reviews. And the reason is because we put pictures on whatever site we're reviewing an item for. So like that Joker review we did for that 1989 Batman.com site that I have. And so the pictures are posted on there. All of the MOTU Classics review, if you go to MOTUfigures.com, you'll see pictures of the figure. You can play on the video and just look through the video, through the figures. You don't even have to look at us. I mean, come on. We're not going to do anything special, right?
What do you mean?
I don't know, like goofy faces or anything like that. We don't do any of that stuff. We'll just, you know, just talk, and then you can look at the pictures while we're talking. Right? That's what I would do. You alright?
Yeah.
Okay. You seem a little out of it. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so that's that out of the way.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about Cobra Khan.
I think it's a really cool figure.
It's a really cool figure. I do want to talk about that. I was a little down, you know, going into this figure, because it took so long to get here, and we've had like month after month after month of problems. I was really hoping this month would go without any problems, but then he was delayed, and you know, delays happen, I'm cool with that. But it still kind of killed the excitement a little bit, because you'd had to wait so long for him to show up. Plus, and I'm trying not to complain here too much, but Scott had said that from moving forward from Demo Man, that they wouldn't ship out anything until they got them all in stock. That they wouldn't ship, they only had a partial shipment of Demo Man, and they shipped that out, and then they had to wait for the rest to get in before they shipped everybody else's out. So he said, going forward, we wouldn't do that anymore. But they did that with Cobra Khan. So a bunch of people got theirs way early, or I'm sorry, on time, and then a bunch of people had to wait. Now, we got Demo Man early, so I don't fault people getting stuff early. I just wish he wouldn't have said that. You know? Don't say you're going to do something unless you're actually going to do it. I'm perfectly fine with shipping out some and then getting some later on, but don't say you're going to do one thing and then do another. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that out of the way, we're going to talk about Cobra Khan. He's got a new torso mold, which I think they're using on the Snakemen 2-pack. Do you know? You don't remember?
Do you have it up on your phone right now?
I don't. I didn't know where my phone went. What are you looking at? Is that picture up there? Did I get it from my phone? I found my phone.
Cool.
I'm not going to look it up right now, though. So, I think it's using the Snakemen 2-pack, though. I can't see them using this chest mold for anything else but that. Because there's not a lot of use you can get out of this, other than Cobra Khan and maybe a Snake Warrior. I can't think of anybody else that could really use this torso. Yeah. Can you?
No, I don't really
think of anybody
unless
else.
they made up a character.
Yeah, unless they maybe made up somebody. But I think it's pretty unique to him, which is cool that they did that. Instead of just doing a rubber overshirt thing that they do sometimes. Like, who did they do that with? They've done it with... a King Hiss had the rubber covering.
I was thinking
Demo Man has the shirt covering over the torso. But for him, this is actual, like, that's the mold that they use for this, which is cool, and it makes it so he's not real bulky. Looks really nice. He's got a reuse of the standard buck, with the exception of he's got whiplash arm pieces here, and then he's got new shin pieces, which have sort of a scaled, finned look. Those are really neat looking. Other than that, he's standard buck. Well, the head, of course. He's got the rubbery underwear piece, which it's a little thicker than it was on Snout's belt, you think?
a little bit.
A little bit thicker, but it still doesn't restrict the hip movement. I really like these underwear piece things. I really like their underwear.
I call them loincloths.
Well, loincloth actually just hangs down, though. This is more like underwear.
The rubbery kinds?
Yeah, these are rubbery underwear. Maybe he wets the bed. He's going to wear rubber underpants. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the slight little gripe we have. You want to talk about it? You want to tell them what's going on here?
The arms. Can I see?
Sure, yeah.
Man, here's a...
Oh, you're talking about the shoulder.
No, I'm talking about the arms.
No, the shoulder is what you're talking about. That's the shoulder joint. The shoulder joints are really tight.
Mine, like, I have to, like, when I play with him, I have to make him shoot like this.
Yeah, you have to extend his arm straight out. Well, that's the elbow joint that's causing a problem, but the elbow joint is really restrictive too. The shoulder joint's incredibly tight, and that might have to do with the torso. But the elbow joint, I don't know why it doesn't have much movement. It barely moves. Like, I get very little movement on both my elbows. I can barely even get that one to move. So it's got very, very limited elbow movement, and I don't know why that is. I mean, these are all existing parts, right? I mean, this is the whiplash arm piece, and that's the standard buck piece. Doesn't seem like it would be that restrictive.
Right.
The shoulders I understand because it's a new torso, but really tight joints.
Yeah.
Kind of cool in that you're not flopping all over the place, but once it gets to the point where you're limited in movement, that's not so good.
Especially for a kid.
Yeah.
They could like just try to pull it up and the arm snaps right off.
Yeah, that would be bad. That'd be real bad. I don't think it's gonna break.
What if you tried doing that? You're like,
oh, that'd be bad news for me because I don't want to buy another Cobra Khan. I don't think it's gonna break. It's just really kind of restricted.
Yeah.
Especially the elbow. Okay, let's talk about his accessories real quick. No, let's talk about his heads first, and we'll talk about his accessories. He's got the standard vintage type head, which is replicating the squirt head of the vintage figure. I think it looks cool. A lot of people have complained about the open mouth look to him, but that's Cobra Khan. He's got a big giant open mouth. It's got to look like the vintage figure. His other head is his hood out, spraying venom or sleep gas if you're going by Filmation look. You're right there?
I was doing this.
Oh, you're doing his face? You squirt water? Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, so he's got the hood out, which you think is more of 2000X, right? I kind of think of it more like Filmation, because he would do that in Filmation, but I could see how you could think this is a 2000X head, too. Because the 2000X figure had the hood out. So you could think of it more as a 2000X
Never
head.
seen the figure.
It's not good. The 2000X Cobra Khan is not a good figure.
Neither is their King Hiss.
The King Hiss is bad. They're both bad.
Pretty much all of their Snakemen are bad.
Well, they only did Ratlore.
Squeeze.
No, Squeeze was a Staction, so he's okay.
Oh wait, what was that Skeletor with that hood and he kind of had
those giant arms? Yeah, it was Skeletor. They did some weird things in 2000X. So he's got the hood out look. I prefer the one down, but it's really cool they gave you the option. So if you do want to call this a 2000X, go ahead and call it 2000X. His accessories, he includes his vintage blaster, which in the vintage toy, Zodak and Cobra Khan had the same blaster mold, just a slightly different shade of color. In this case, they've actually done a new sculpt that is reminiscent of that other gun, but is not the same mold, which is cool. I kind of didn't expect them to do that. I'm really glad they did, though. And he also comes with this little sidekick guy from the 2000X cartoon that frees him from prison. You like this guy. You think he's pretty cool.
That's more Keaton. I think he's kind of cool. I kind of lost him in my opinion.
I thought you liked him. I guess Keaton likes him.
Oh, I liked him.
Poor little guy.
I liked him the first day.
Well, that's the problem, though, is that he doesn't stay on very well. He has a little divot sculpted in here to kind of catch onto the scale. He's cool. I'm glad they included him. I think it's really neat they included him. He's got this little divot that fits here, and so it kind of just rests on the shoulder and then falls off and falls in the ground. Oh, thank you, Blaze.
He's a lizard dude.
So you can see that's the problem, is that he falls off. You can use a little like blue tack or something like that to keep him on there, I guess. But other than that, he's going to fall off. Or you can just stick him in the hand, which Keaton does.
But guess what Keaton does sometimes?
What's he do?
Like, he puts in the hand, and when he plays He-Man guys, sometimes I'm just kind of playing He-Man toys by myself. Sometimes, and I look over, and he's like, I'm going to bite you.
He uses it as a weapon.
And he holds it out.
What's crazy is, you've got this big, giant biting mouth in Cobra Khan, but he's going to use this for the weapon. He's going to have people bite him with this little tiny mouth. Okay. Keaton's a weird kid sometimes.
Maybe when he bites somebody, venom comes out of his mouth and it'll squirt. And
venom comes out of his mouth.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll sleep gas.
Well, that's in the Filmation cartoon.
I like the Filmation.
I like the Filmation cartoon, too. Okay, so there's a little debate on this guy's name, though. Matty Collector, they call him Fang, but Scott called him Pixel with Pixel Down and Pixel Down walkthrough. You can call him either thing. It's Pixel or it's Fang. Since Pixel Dan's my buddy, I'm going to prefer Pixel.
Yeah.
But there you go. Okay, so that takes care of the figure. What do you think of him? I think he's awesome.
I think he's probably one of my top 20 favorite figures.
Top 20? That's not very high.
15?
I think he's in like maybe my top 50.
12?
But you're not saying where he hits the top 20, so he could be number 1.
He's 11.
He's 11. Okay, that makes sense. You could have just said he's like. Okay. I like him a lot. I'm really happy to have the second, another Snake Man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's Cobra Khan, since he was the first Snake Man of the vintage figures.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, plus you can use him as an evil warrior. He doesn't have to be a Snake Man. I've always thought of him more as an evil warrior.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. There's two ways. I think we had Filmation, 2000X, Evil Warrior, Snake Man.
There you go. That's a good way of thinking of it, too. Alright, so let's read his bio. Cobra Khan, real name Khan of Clan Cobra, which is okay. That's fine. I'm not that At least they got in Khan and Kobra.
Yeah.
A descendant of the ancient Snakemen, Khan became fascinated with the many legends of their victories in the Great Wars. Breaking into the archives of Eternos Palace, he learned that the great King Hiss had been locked in the void at the end of the war. In a ruse to free his king, Khan joined forces with Skeletor, and with the help of Evil Lyn, well, you know, Evil Lyn freeing somebody, they acquired Zodak's staff, the key to freeing his Snakemen brethren. Together, he and Evil Lyn opened the Snake Pit portal, releasing Hiss and his ageless army, returning their terror to Eternia. Khan went on to loyally serve Hiss, controlling his prey with his evil hypnotic mist.
Dude, she feels bad for everybody.
She frees everybody. That's what she does.
I thought she's supposed to be evil here.
Yeah. Well,
maybe she's on her dad's half.
Yeah, maybe the good half. Well, then she's freeing evil stuff though, so it's kind of still evil.
It's like, oh, poor little gorilla that attacks everybody. I'll let you
out.
out.
We'll let everybody out. So that's the bio. It's basically 2000X. That's fine. You know, I know they're basically using 2000X for the basis of everything in this, so I kind of expected that bio to be almost all 2000X. Khan! I had to get that in there. I didn't know where else to fit it in, so I had to fit it in.
Wow.
Okay, so that's it for this one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you like Snakemen, you need Cobra Khan. Other than that, he's not a must-have character, but he's a well-done figure, and he's a Snake Man, so just go ahead and get him.
Well, if you think King Hiss is a must-have, he is.
He's definitely a must-have. I would say he's more must-have
than King Hiss?
I don't know. You see, King Hiss is the leader of the Snakemen, though.
I know, but I think more as an evil warrior than a snake.
Yeah, I mean, if you're building your evil warriors, if you just want to skip the Snakemen entirely, you could just get Cobra Khan and put him with your evil warriors and just skip the whole Snakemen thing. Which I've heard a lot of people... What's that?
They're not even really making a lot.
Yeah, they haven't made many Snakemen. I've heard a lot of people online that don't really dig the Snakemen that much. It's kind of their least favorite faction.
As long as they don't do the 2000X design and they do the comic design.
You mean the vintage toy design?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't really like the 2000X designs very much. Alright, we'll sign off on this one.
Good journey.
Good journey. We'll see you guys next time.
I almost forgot to say good journey.
Oh, hey, get the well, the book's gone. But we'll mention the book. You don't have to grab it. We're still on the way to 400 subscribers. We're getting close now. It's just a little over 50 that we need. We're like 340 something now, I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah, so a little over 50. Once we hit 400, we'll pick one of the subscribers and they'll get a copy of James Eatock's unofficial cartoon guide to He-Man and the Masters Universe. Yeah. See you guys next time.